Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, a city known for its sandy shores, bustling boardwalk, and thriving tourism industry, is facing a slow but inevitable crisis. The ocean is rising, storms are becoming stronger, and coastal flooding is increasing. While this popular vacation spot has long been a summer paradise, experts warn that the rising sea may threaten its future. How long does Myrtle Beach have before the waves claim its streets? What steps has the city taken to push back against this growing threat? Stay with us as we explore the future of Myrtle Beach. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates on climate change and its impact on coastal cities. How climate change is fueling the crisis. The planet is heating up, and the consequences are reaching every corner of the globe. Rising global temperatures, primarily driven by the burning of fossil fuels, are accelerating the melting of glaciers and ice sheets in Antarctica and Greenland. Greenland alone is losing more than 280 billion tons of ice per year, and this meltwater is raising sea levels worldwide. But melting ice isn't the only factor. Warmer water expands, which further increases ocean levels, pushing tides higher against coastal communities like Myrtle Beach. Another major concern is the impact of climate change on storms. Warmer ocean temperatures provide more energy for hurricanes, making them stronger and bringing heavier rainfall. Myrtle Beach, which sits along the Atlantic hurricane corridor, is particularly vulnerable to these intensifying storms. Over the past few decades, the city has seen a rise in severe weather events, with stronger hurricanes and increased rainfall flooding homes, roads, and businesses. Can the city hold back the tide? Local leaders and residents are aware of the growing threat, and efforts are underway to protect the city from rising waters. One major focus has been improving drainage systems to reduce flooding from heavy rains. The city has also been reinforcing dunes and adding sand to beaches through renourishment projects to create a stronger buffer between the land and the ocean. Beach renourishment, while costly, is seen as a necessary defense against coastal erosion and storm surge. Myrtle Beach is also working on strengthening infrastructure. New buildings in flood-prone areas must adhere to stricter flood-resistant construction codes. Additionally, some roads and critical infrastructure are being elevated to stay above rising waters. In 2023, the city introduced the Myrtle Beach Coastal Resilience Plan, aimed at long-term protection against rising seas. This includes restoring wetlands, which act as natural barriers against flooding, and exploring options for seawalls or living shorelines to protect vulnerable areas. To further boost resilience, the city is also seeking federal funding and grants for flood mitigation projects. While these efforts help delay the effects of climate change, experts warn they might not be enough to stop what's coming. The growing risk. Despite these preventive measures, Myrtle Beach is experiencing more flooding than ever before. Sunny day flooding, where high tides push seawater into streets without any rainfall, has become a recurring issue. Decades ago, this was a rare occurrence. Today, it happens dozens of times a year, creating headaches for residents and business owners alike. In 2024 alone, Myrtle Beach saw a record number of flood warnings, and the trend is expected to continue. Frequent flooding brings a host of problems. Saltwater is seeping into the ground, damaging roads, weakening building foundations, and corroding underground infrastructure. Flooded streets force businesses to close temporarily, disrupting the city's economy. Residents are also seeing an increase in flood insurance costs, making it more expensive to live and work near the beach. As sea levels continue to rise, these problems will only worsen, putting more pressure on local officials to find long-term solutions. Economy and environment at risk. Myrtle Beach's economy depends on tourism, but the rising sea threatens this crucial industry. Tourists come for the beaches, but erosion is taking away sand faster than renourishment efforts can replace it. As flooding becomes more common, some visitors may choose to vacation elsewhere, leading to a decline in local business revenue. Property values in flood-prone areas are also dropping, making it harder for homeowners to sell or maintain their investments. On the environmental side, rising waters are damaging the fragile coastal ecosystem. Saltwater intrusion is affecting freshwater marshes, harming fish populations, and disrupting local wildlife. The loss of wetlands makes the city even more vulnerable to flooding, creating a cycle where rising seas lead to even greater environmental destruction. Scientists warn that if significant action isn't taken soon, Myrtle Beach could lose both its natural beauty and its economic foundation. When will Myrtle Beach be underwater? So how long does Myrtle Beach really have? The answer depends on how quickly sea levels continue to rise. According to National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, sea levels along the South Carolina coast have risen by nearly 10 inches over the past century, but the pace is accelerating. In just the last 30 years, sea levels have risen by nearly 6 inches, more than half of the total rise recorded in the past century. If this trend continues, Myrtle Beach could see an additional 2 to 3 feet of sea level rise by 2050. This would lead to frequent and severe flooding, making some areas unlivable. By 2100, the worst-case projections estimate that sea levels could rise by as much as 6 feet or more. At that level, large portions of Myrtle Beach would be permanently submerged. Downtown streets, popular boardwalks, and entire neighborhoods could be lost to the encroaching ocean. Infrastructure not built to withstand such conditions could fail, making it difficult for the city to function as it does today. Scientists warn that without major global action to slow climate change, many parts of Myrtle Beach may face permanent inundation within the next 75 years. The question is not if Myrtle Beach will face major flooding, but when, and how much can be done to delay the inevitable. While city officials are implementing solutions, the ocean continues to rise. Without aggressive efforts to reduce carbon emissions and slow climate change, Myrtle Beach may be one of many beloved coastal destinations forced to retreat from the advancing waters. If you want to stay updated on climate change and how it's transforming coastal cities, make sure to subscribe to our channel. What do you think? Will Myrtle Beach survive the rising tide, or is it just a matter of time before the water wins? Let us know in the comments below.